Kal Halalium Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Harakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and shalom to all the sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity. So this is going to be a lesson going into the book of Habakkuk Chapter 2, going into the prophecies and impending judgments upon Esau, Edom, of which this second verse of Habakkuk exposes Esau, Edom, for being the devil that he is, and his impending judgment. So this is the book of Habakkuk Chapter 2, verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and I will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. So the men of the Lord are standing upon their watch. Now I mean, watching for the prophecies, the judgments of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, watching the news, watching different alternative news networks, you know what I mean? Watching the different uprisings across the four corners of the earth, in the Middle East, in Asia, in South America, here in the United States, Babylon. So we are standing upon our watch, watching for the prophecies, judgments, and the impending salvation and redemption of the elect of Yasha'Allah. So I read that verse again. The book of Habakkuk Chapter 2, verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and I will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what shall I answer when I am reproved. Verse 2. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. So that's talking about this truth. The prophets out there, pushing this truth, that they may run who readeth it. And we who were once in the world, once we got air of this truth, once we learn of the truth, we ran with it and we proclaimed it to the world. We proclaim the salvation of Israel to the world, and we proclaim the impending captivity of the heathens, you so-called white people, Edomites, Moabites, you so-called Chinese, so on and so forth, you 17 heathen nations. We proclaim your captivity to the world, and we proclaim the impending salvation of the elect of Israel to the world. So this is the book of Habakkuk Chapter 2, verse 2. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. So these visions of the prophecies of judgment and destruction upon Esau, Edom, and upon the two towers of Israel is for an appointed time. The woes that is to come upon the earth is for an appointed time, and we are living in that time, the time of the end, that these visions may speak and not lie, of which if you have two brain cells, you can see that these visions of destruction and death is playing upon the earth as we speak. So I read that verse again, the book of Habakkuk Chapter 2, verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. So even to us, who the brothers laboring in this truth, although it may seem a little while that we have to endure for the prophecies, we have to stay steadfast in the faith. You know what I mean? So no matter how long it might seem unto you, like, man, the Lord ain't come back yet. Hey, the Lord, as the scripture say in the Thessalonians, the Lord cometh as a thief in the night. So even though he tarry, you wait for him, you know what I mean? To fulfill his promise unto our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So though it tarry, wait for it. So I read that verse again. The book of Habakkuk Chapter 2, verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. So these visions of the death and destruction and the salvation of Israel is upon us, you know what I mean? Even though stuff might spark off and then it may die down, you know what I mean? Different revolutions might spark off, different unrest, uprisings might spark off and die down. Hey, it's all building up. to a whole combustion, I mean, of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai returning and setting back up Israel as the rightful rulers of this earth. That World War III is about to kick off anytime now. That chip is about to be implemented. Now, I mean, we are all in the transition period of all these major prophecies upon the earth. So though it tarry, wait for it shall surely come. So this is the book of Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. So the soul that is lifted up in him is not right. Talking about Esau. Esau was estranged from the womb, estranged from the beginning of time, to play his part upon earth as the devil, man, as the enemy of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and by that the enemy of Yasha'Allah. So he's just playing his part. His soul was made not to be upright. He was made to play the role of the wicked. But what does it say? The righteous shall live by faith. The righteous are who? The elect of Israel, the men of the Lord laboring in his truth. The elect of Israel, you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, scattered across the four corners of the earth. So this is verse 5. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine, and that wine, he transgresses by wine, talking about Esau, and that wine is talking about the philosophies, his doctrines, his demonic ways of life that he pushes upon the entire earth. His democracy, his Scientology, his pseudosciences, his medical industry, his homosexuality, his pedophilia, all these different wayward and demonic doctrines and philosophies Esau has pushed across the four corners of the earth. So he transgressed it by wine, that wine being all his demonic philosophies and thoughts and theories. So this is verse 5. Yea, also because he transgressed it by wine, he is a proud man, neither keep it at home. So Esau, he doesn't keep at home, man. That's why you have the United States and a lot of these other Western countries dominated and controlled by Edomites having military bases and military embassies across the four corners of the earth. The U.S. military, the U.S. government have embassies in damn near almost every country on planet Earth, man. So that's Esau. He neither keep it at home, man. He's in every other nation's business and affairs. Why? Because he was set up to play that part of being the devil, the oppressor, the harbinger of death upon earth. So this is verse 5 again. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man. And nobody gets prouder than an Edomite, man. These Edomites are very proud, boasting of their military power and their military expenditures, their military might. Now, I mean, saying no one can defeat the American military and so on and so forth. They are very proud men. Now, I mean, but all our pride is going to come to naught in these last days when Esau is eliminated out of power, man. So this is verse 5. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keep it at home, who enlargeth his desires hell, and is as death. So Esau is as death, man. Everywhere he goes, he brings nothing but death and destruction, man. He goes to Africa, brings different diseases, Ebola, AIDS, HIV, you know what I mean? Killing people over natural resources. I mean, anywhere this devil goes, man. He goes down to the Caribbean, South America. He brings nothing but anarchy and chaos, man. He's the harbinger of death, man. And it is evident, man. That's why everywhere you go across the four corners of the earth, man, these people, the indigenous peoples of these lands, they want Esau Edom out of their land, man. They hate this devil, man. Everybody's waking up to the fact that Esau Edom, you so-called white people, you so-called Caucasians, are the devils of the earth, man. You are the oppressors of the peoples of the earth, man. And is as death and cannot be satisfied. So Esau cannot be satisfied. Just like his forefather Alexander the Freak, when he conquered the entire whole earth, man, he was disappointed. He cried. He wailed, and because he was upset that there was no more lands, no more peoples to be conquered. So that's the spirit of Esau, man. He's as death, man, and cannot be satisfied. Esau is never satisfied. He conquered the entire planet, Now he wants to go outer space to this planet and that planet, which he's not going to do, man. Because the Most High has set his bounds that he cannot pass. You know what I mean? He done already destroy the earth, man. Now you want to destroy the entire galaxy? No, man. The Most High ain't going to allow that. You damn devils, man. Hey, this is verse 5. And cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heap it unto him all people. And that is evident here in America, especially here in New York, man. In New York, you can find every race, nationality, and ethnicity, man. That's why we call this place the belly of the beast. You know what I mean? Babylon, the city of confusion, man. You find every doctrine, philosophy, religion, nation of people, every wayward and demonic styles and theories of thought here in Babylon, USA, man. He heaped it unto him all peoples, man. The city of confusion, Babylon, man. Confusion, man. And heap it unto him all people. Verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increases that which is not his? How long? Unto him that laded himself with thick clay. Comes to all these nations are waking up to the fact that you're the devil, man. You stealing their natural resources. You enslaving their peoples, man. So these nations saying, woe unto you, man. Babylon, man. All these nations are chanting down Babylon, man. That's why in the Middle East they hate Americans, man. They hate the American government, American military, and they want you out of their lands. Same thing in Latin America, man. That's why you have all type of socialist different movements down there in Latin America, because they want America out of their land. Just like what happened with Cuba, man. Them Cuban people hate Americans. Hate America. Hate Edomites specifically, man. Because really these heathen nations, really in these other countries, really they don't have a problem with Jake invading their lands, man. Because they know it's Esau, Edom behind all these invasions, man, and the occupying of their lands. So their hate is really directed toward Esau, Edom for invading their lands. These so-called white people, man. So this is verse 6 again. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increases that which is not his? How long? Unto him that laded himself with thick clay. That's why over there in Iran, they take up the proverb against you, Esau, calling America great Satan, man. And they also call Israel, you so-called Amalekites, the Satan also, man. I think it's little Satan, man. So they know, these nations know who you are, man. They are hip and privy to Esau, Edom, you being the devil, man. You being the enemies of humanity, man. You damn devils, man. Book of Habakkuk Chapter 2 verse 7. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? So these nations are waking up against you, man. They are rising up against you. Like the book of Joel say, proclaim war among the Gentiles. Like the weak say I am strong, man. So all these weak nations, these previously weak nations, they are rising up against you, man. They're building up their military and rising up against Esau, man. And they're gonna spoil him in these last days and times, man. All these different nations. Iran, you have North Korea, India, China, all these previously weak nations, they are raising up in power against thee, man. Against you, Esau. Verse 8. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. So Esau has spoiled every nation upon earth, man. So all these nations are going to begin to spoil thee. But mainly, Israel, Yasha'Allah, the elect of Israel, is going to spoil Edom, man. Because Edom has put the most hell upon Yasha'Allah, Israel, you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So in the kingdom, in these last days, and transitioning into the kingdom, we're going to begin to spoil Esau, Edom, man. We're going to take all the precious and dainty things that you possess, man. Everything you own, we need that, man. We taking that, man. That's ours, man. That's ours. So So Esau, just prepare for captivity, man, and destruction, and utter annihilation, as prophesied by the scriptures. So this is verse 9. Woe to him, Salakia. Verse 9. Woe to him that coveted an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. So Esau covets all the natural resources, all the glory and the riches of these other nations, man. That's why he goes and invades these other nations, man, and destroys the peoples and rapes, robs, and murders the lands of these different nations, man, and also particularly Israel, man. Like, for example, what the conquistadors did to Puerto Rico, man. That's why they call it Puerto Rico, the port of riches. Why? That was really a mockery, because they robbed that island, the tribe of Ephraim, of all the different riches and precious dainty things that Ephraimites possessed. And then after they robbed the people of the gold and the different precious ornaments, what did they do? They mocked the Ephraimites by calling them the port of riches, man. After they robbed the land, robbed and murdered the land. So for this, judgment is coming your way, man. You have to pay. Hey, you have to pay for these atrocities that you have committed. So this is verse 9 again. Woe to him that coveted an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Verse 10. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. So that shame is upon you, man. That guilt is upon you, Edomites, man. And we can see it, man. You know what I mean? You know that judgment is coming, man. That's why you Edomites, whenever you're around Jake, man, you feel a certain type of way, man. Because you know that you feel that guilt, man. You feel like any time, man, these blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans could rise up against us, man, and overtake us, man. And you are scared, man. You feel like guilt for all the atrocities that your ancestors, which are you in the reincarnation, has committed, man. And you know that judgment is coming, man. Because you have greatly trespassed against Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, the power of the Israelites, man. The one and only true power upon earth, man. So this is verse 11. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. Verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and established a city by iniquity. So how was America built, man? America was built on the rape, robbery, and murder of the Native Americans, and the rape, robbery, and murder of you so-called African Americans, you Judites, man. Particularly those, and also you Issacharites, you so-called Mexicans, you Reubenites, you so-called Seminole Indians, man. It was mainly built on the rape, robbery, and murder of those 4 tribes right there, man. So what does scripture say? Woe unto you that buildeth a city with blood, man. So all the blood of the saints, all the blood of the Israelites are crying out to the Most High for justice, man. Know what I mean? For revenge, man. Know what I mean? To be avenged of these Edomites, man. So the blood of the saints are upon you Edomites, man. And you have to pay for that, man. You have to answer for that. So I read that again. The book of Habakkuk Chapter 2 verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establish a city by iniquity. Verse 13. Behold, is it not of the Lord of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for vanity? So this whole world on the Esau Edom especially is about vanity, man. Especially for Israelites, man. All the labor, all the work we do, man, is all in vain. Because at the end of the day, we find ourselves steadfast in captivity, man. So I read verse 14 now. The book of Habakkuk Chapter 2 verse 14. For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord, as the waters cover the sea. So that's going to be the kingdom, man. When Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai reestablishes Israel as the rightful rulers of this planet. Verse 15. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor to drink, that puttest thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken, also that thou mayest look on their nakedness. Come. So that's Esau Edom. He has given his neighbors drink. That drink is talking about philosophies, man. These different mad philosophies, man, and has struck in our people with madness, that we are bugged out, and we are transgressing against the Most High by worshiping all these different gods and philosophies and false doctrines, man. So woe to Esau, because Esau spitefully has done this, man. Has spitefully set up society as to where it is almost impossible to fulfill the commandments, man. Putting pork in everything, man. You have to work on the Shabbat. You know what I mean? All type of madness, man. In day in and day out that we face, man. Just being here in Babylon, man. So woe unto Esau that giveth his neighbor drink to drink, that he may look upon their nakedness, man. That he may make us transgress against Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Because Esau Edom know what he's doing, man. These elites, these Rothschilds, Rockefellers, DuPonts, Gettys, Oppenheimers, so on and so forth, man. The people who really run this world, man. They set it up they set up this world for Israel to transgress against Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So this is verse 16. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. So the Lord's judgment is upon Esau Edom. Now I mean that anarchy and chaos and the destruction of your societies that you have set up, man, that oppresses the Israelites specifically. Hey, the Lord's judgment is upon it, man. The Lord's judgment is upon Babylon, man, and all your seats of rulership across the four corners of the earth. So I read that verse again. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. So the cup of the Lord, which is his destruction, is upon you Edomites. And ultimately that nuclear destruction is going to be upon you Edomites, man. Thus saith the Lord. Thus say the Holy Scriptures, and thus saith the Lord. Verse 17. For the violence of Lebanon shall cover thee, and the spoils of beasts which made them afraid, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, and of the city, and of all that dwell therein. So the blood that you have shed is upon you, Esau Edom. The blood that you have shed of Israel, and also the blood that you have shed of these other nations, man. All these peoples are going to be upon you, man, to destroy you and spoil you, man. But specifically, Israel is going to put that foot upon your neck forever, even forever, until you are utterly destroyed, man. And not one of you is left, pertaining to Obadiah, the book of Obadiah. So this is verse 18. What profited the graven image that the maker thereof had graven it, the molten image, and a teacher of lies, that the maker of his work trusted therein to make dumb idols? So what profited these false images, man, these false gods that you peoples create, that you Israelites create, that Esau Edom pushed upon our peoples, man? Caesar Borgias, these Muslims have Allah that Mecca stone, that stone over there in Mecca, that false idol over there in Mecca. You have Buddha, that false god Buddha, man, with a statue with that bald-headed goop, man. All these false gods, these East Indians have their Hindu gods with 10 different legs and 12 different arms, man. So what profited you peoples, man, you Israelites that worship these gods, and you heathens that worship these gods, man? There's no profit, man, because they are no gods, man. They have nothing but dumb idols, man, and cannot save you from the day of destruction, the day of the Lord's wrath, man. So there's no profit of these gods, man, because the people who make them, the maker that makes them, is dumb, just like the gods. They are dumb, man, because they speak nothing but lies, man. They are of their father, the devil, man. there's no truth or light in these dumb idols, man, or in these dumb gods. Thus say the scriptures. Verse 19, woe unto him that saith to the wood, awake, to the dumb stone, arise, it shall teach. So woe unto you that worship these dumb idols, these dumb stones. We have over 1 billion Christians, or we have over 1 billion Muslims, and all of them are worshippers of what? Wood and stone, idols, man. Graven images, man. Images of devils, man. Wood and stones of devils, man. That profited nothing, man, unto this day, man. They cannot speak and they cannot save you from the day of destruction, man. So you Israelites, only the elect of Israel is going to come back to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And salvation is only for Yasha Allah, Israel. So this is verse 19 again. Woe unto him that said to the wood, awake, to the dumb stone, arise, it shall teach. Behold, it is laid over with gold and silver, and there is no breath at all in the midst of it. So they decorate their idols, you know what I mean? Make it beautify their idols, these different heathen nations, and also you Israelites that have your different idols, man. But guess what? There's no breath in them, man. There's no life in these idols, man. These idols are nothing but dumb wood, stone, and graven images, man. And they shall surely be destroyed, man, in the time to come, man. Verse 20, but the Lord is in his holy temple, let all the earth keep silence before him. Yeah, man. So in these last days and time, the power and the majesty of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is going to be glorified and magnified upon the whole earth, man. And that glory and magnification of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is going to be shown when he puts Israel back on top as the kings and priests and rightful rulers of this earth, man, and allows us to put our foot right on the neck of you Edomites, you so-called white people, and put you in hardcore bondage and slavery, just like you did unto our people. And also put all you other heathen nations and your dumb idols and your wicked graven images, utterly destroy them and put you in subjection. And the whole entire earth shall give glory and praises unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And with that, I want to say all praises, Kal Halalium, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Habakkuk Chapter. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and shalom to all you sensei Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity. With that, shalom.